Welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes, good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes, good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. Alrighty then, are we all here? Yes, good. And are we all ready? Yes? Well, that's marvellous, I must say. Now then, me and you and me, lots of things for us to see. Yes, all right. Now, we know what day it is, don't we? Yes, of course we do, Doctor. Yes, that's right. Tell the doctor, tell the nurse. We all know that it's Tuesday. Yes, terrific Tuesday. Not quite as terrific as Fantastic Friday, but that doesn't matter. Even if Tuesday's not as terrific as Friday is fantastic, we know that we can't do anything about it. So, we'll just have to get on with it, won't we? Yes, the answer to that question is yes. So, who remembers what we were doing yesterday? Yes, I know you all do. And there was another thing I thought of, connected to the idea of something being blurred. Have a look at these photos. Now, in all of those photos, we can see some things which are in focus and some things which aren't in focus. That's because my camera didn't have enough time to react to the speed of some of the things which were moving. So we can see that Serena is in focus, but the head of her tennis racket is moving too fast for my camera, so the head of the racket is blurred. And the same thing is true of the ball, isn't it? The ball isn't properly focused, it's not sharp, it's blurred because it was moving too fast for my camera to focus on it. The same thing is true of the photo of Roger. He's in focus, he's in the air after jumping up to serve, and we can see that my camera captured him in focus. But the head of his racket and the ball are moving too fast for the camera, so the head of the racket and the ball are blurred. But in this shot, which is a very lucky shot, the camera managed to capture the whole image in focus. Both Elena Gementьeva and her racket are in focus, not blurred. And look at the ball. Somehow I even managed to get the ball in focus. That's a miracle. All right, so forget the blurred vision, although you all know that Alfredo could tell you a thing about blurred vision. Drinking too much alcohol can give you blurred vision, and Alfredo knows a lot about drinking too much alcohol. Okay, so enough of the blurred vision, blurry photos, things which lack focus. Let's get back to where we were with the present perfect, shall we? Event in past connected to present. Event began in past and continues until now. Life experience until time of speaking, recent or very recent events and states. Okay, so let's have a look at the second sort of group thing. So an event or a state which began in the past and continues until the time of speaking, until the present. So there's the connection between the past and the present, and that's why we're using the present perfect. But what about group 3? Yes, this is the sort of thing that I was talking about, the blurred lines between the categories. We could also fit lots of sentences from group 2 into group 3, couldn't we? I've lived in Budapest since 1993. State started in the past, 25 years ago, but this state has continued to the present. I still live in Budapest. Have you ever been to Japan in your life until now? It's pretty much the same situation, isn't it? Yes. But, as I said, that's not a problem, not really. Okay, so let's see another few sentences where we can see the same evidence. State or event which began in past and which continues to the present, or life experience until time of speaking. Have a look at these for a start. Number 1, have you ever been to Rome? Yes, I have. I've been to Rome loads of times. Number 2, what about other countries? Have you ever been to Kazakhstan? No, I haven't. I've never been to Kazakhstan. Number 3, I've never been in a helicopter. Oh my God, you're kidding! I've been in a helicopter loads of times. Number 4, have you? Was it exciting? No, not really. I've never flown in a helicopter. I've only been in helicopters on the ground. You're a prat. You do know that, don't you? Number 5. Where's Marvin? He's not here this week. He's gone to India. All right, so 5 little mini conversations. Well, too small to be conversations, questions and answers, really. So let's have a closer look at them, shall we? Okay, well, let's start with the first one, shall we? Number 1, here we come. All right. Well, the person who's asking this question is asking a present perfect question concerning this person's life experience. They're asking about this person's life to date, up until now. Now, look at the question. It's simple enough for us to understand, isn't it? They start with the correct form of the auxiliary verb, to have. They're asking you, the second person singular, so they conjugate have correctly. Have for the second person singular is have. Okay, so they started with the auxiliary verb and then they followed it with the subject, you. Have you. All right, but what's the next word? Ever. Yes, that's the one. What's that about then? Well, ever means at any time in your life. And because that's what it means, we often see it used with the present perfect. As you know, we often use the present perfect to talk about things that happen to us, life experience, for example. So, a word like ever, which means at any time in your life, well, that's the sort of word which fits the present perfect perfectly. So because this word means at any time, it fits perfectly, which is why we often ask questions in the present perfect with ever. All it does is emphasize the idea that we're asking about the past until now. A very present perfect idea. Okay, back to that question. Someone is asking if this person has ever been to Rome. They could ask if this person has been to Rome. They could leave out the ever, but it sounds somehow unnatural to leave it out. It sounds much better if we use ever. Have you ever eaten snails? Have you eaten snails? I'm not sure why it sounds better. If we leave it out, then it's not wrong, but, well, it doesn't sound right. It's much better if we put it in. Okay, now what about the rest of the question? Well, we started with the auxiliary, followed with the subject, then added ever, and then we get the main verb in the past participle form. Yes, it's the present perfect, so we need the past participle of the main verb. And what's the main verb? Be. Yes, yes, yes. So, been, the past participle of the verb to be. Okay, have you ever been? And then what? Well, the rest of the sentence. Where is this person interested in? What's the location? Rome. Okay, so have you ever been to Rome? And don't forget the question mark at the end. Have you ever been to Rome? Yes, I have. I've been to Rome loads of times. All right. And what about the answer to the question? Well, what about it? Well, it's quite a full answer, isn't it? Yes, think about it. It would be perfectly acceptable, perfectly correct to answer this question with one word. But the problem with that is that if we only answer with monosyllables, then people will think that we're teenagers. I mean, it's okay for a teenager to answer every question they're asked with a monosyllable, a word which only has a single syllable. Things like yes and no are monosyllables, for example. Anyway, it's normal for teenagers to do this, to only answer with short words with as few syllables as possible. We were all teenagers once, and for me it was a long, long time ago, but I still remember that I only answered my parents' questions with monosyllables. It made them very angry, and I think that was why I did it. Anyway, back to the question. Teenagers can answer with monosyllables. Have you ever been to Rome? Yes. No. Very nice. That's why people love teenagers so much. Well, maybe not. Anyway, that might be a correct answer, but it's not very polite, is it? No. So it's perfectly normal to give a fuller answer, to tell the person you're talking to some more information, like this person did. This person answered the question, yes, I have. And then this person went on to give more information, telling the questioner that they've been to Rome loads of times. Great. Now, what about number 2? Aha! It's a continuation of the first conversation, isn't it? Yes, what about other countries? What about other countries that you've been to? Please tell me more about the places you've been. Let me ask you about your travels around the globe. And what about the question? Well, it's exactly the same as the first question, isn't it? Yes, well, almost exactly the same. The destination this person is asking about is a different place, but that's normal, isn't it? I mean, we've already asked about Rome, so we're not going to ask about Rome again, are we? No, we're not goldfish. All right, now, what about the answer? Aha! There's something different there, isn't there? Yes. What about other countries? Have you been to Kazakhstan? No, I haven't. I've never been to Kazakhstan. Okay, so this time the answer is negative. This person hasn't been to Kazakhstan. All right, neither have I. I'm not going to judge anyone. So the answer starts as we expect it to. No, I haven't. The negative present perfect answer. No, I have not. No, I haven't. All right, but what's that word? The one that comes after the negative bit. Never. Okay, I've never been to Kazakhstan. And never is the opposite of ever. Ever means at any time or at any time in your life. Never means at no time or at no time in your life. So again, although we don't actually need the word never here, again, if we don't have it, the sentence doesn't sound as it should. I've never been to Kazakhstan. I haven't been to Kazakhstan. If we don't use never, the sentence just sounds weaker. All right. So we know that this person has been to Rome loads of times, lots and lots of times. Loads just means a lot. It's an informal way of saying a lot of something. There were loads of monkeys in the zoo. There were loads of football fans on the underground. There's loads of money in the Swiss bank. Have you got enough food for the week? Yeah, there's loads of eggs in the fridge. And if that's not enough, my gran gave me loads of money last week, so I can always order pizzas a couple of times a day. Jesus, how many pizzas did you eat? You've put on loads of weight. You talk loads of rubbish. I've put on maximum 3 kilos. 3 kilos? You're the one who's talking loads of rubbish. There's at least 3 extra kilos on your knees. Fat knees. I've never heard such a load of rubbish. Fat knees? My knees are slim and attractive. Yeah, time to get a new mirror. Okay, so this person has been to Rome lots of times in their life, but they've never been to Kazakhstan. Have you ever in your life to date? Ever meaning at any time or at any time in your life. And never, the opposite, meaning at no time in your life. And on that note, yes, it's that time again. It's time for us to part. Our 15 minutes has come to an end and it's time for us to go our separate ways. So, I'm off home. There's a coffee with my name on it waiting for me. And as for you lot, well, there must be some chores waiting for you to finish them. Or if you've finished your chores, it might be time for you to walk the dog or feed the parrot or talk to the cat in Esperanto mind. All right. Whatever you do, or whatever you have to do, remember to put some music on while you're doing it. That way, it'll be more fun. And that's what it's all about, people. Fun! All right, I'll see you all tomorrow. See you later. www.mediaclick.hu. Bye!